Drama is taking over Matt James's season of The Bachelor, and we're breaking down everything we know about next week's episode. Hey guys, welcome back to another shared news from home. We are so excited to continue talking about Matt James's season of The Bachelor. But before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host Fiona Zaring, and I'm joined by the wonderful Hiva Berry and Mariah Davis. Hi guys.
Hey Fiona.
Hey. All right, you guys, I am so excited to talk about this promo because this season has already been so intense, and it looks like, surprise, surprise, the drama is going to be continuing next week as well. Let's just start diving into these clips because I feel like this has been a long time coming, but Matt is going to confront the girls about everything going on in the house.
Next week on The Bachelor.
I didn't sign up to be bullied. People have said disrespectful things.
If you're having to belittle someone else for you to shine, then those aren't the qualities I'm looking for in my wife.
So Matt is making it crystal clear, if you're a bully, then you are not somebody he sees as his wife, which I feel like makes perfect sense. He's been very clear about what he's looking for. We don't have just one villain this season. We have like 10. What do you guys think the girls' reactions are going to be? Hiba?
Oh my goodness. I feel like compared to past seasons, like I've said in the past before in past episodes, these are the meanest girls I think I've ever seen on this show. And I feel like there should not be any tolerance. And I'm really happy that Matt is finally addressing this because Victoria is on a roll and this needs to stop because she's so toxic and manipulative and just mean. I feel like it goes more beyond than her just being a mean girl. I feel like it's kind of like verbal abuse in a way too. And I'm being completely serious because she kind of, digs deep and just does not stop. And she's a huge bully. And I'm just finally happy that it's addressed to Matt and he will finally take action, hopefully, based on this promo. I just really hope Matt addresses Victoria first-handedly because her behavior cannot be tolerated any longer.
Oh, I agree. I feel like usually every season we have the clear villain, and that villain butts heads with a couple other people, and sometimes they're cast in a negative light. But this season, it's like almost everybody is a villain at some point, and you're like, ouch, like that was really harsh for her to say. I mean, my feelings are still hurt for Sarah. So bless these new girls' hearts who are coming in just in the line of fire. I'm really glad that first of all, really glad that someone confronted Matt and told him what was going on. They did it at a separate time. It didn't interrupt anybody's one-on-one time with him, which I thought was like the best way to go about it. And he's the kind of guy who's like, he's not going to tolerate that. And that's something that's really endearing about him. So I am looking forward to seeing how he handles that situation. I'm sure it's going to go all over me how some of the girls react from just the promos we've seen. Like everybody turns into a victim and they're all really sorry. But it's like, if you were really sorry, you wouldn't have said those things in the first place.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. And I think it's really great that you brought up Sarah because listen, that is somebody that Matt had a really intense connection with. And when she left, she also said to him, like, this house can be toxic. These women can be vicious. So this is now the second. It was Katie who told him, who really like calm, cool, and collected. She told him the facts. She wasn't trying to stir the pot. I think these are two women who he trusts that have said like, hey, enough is enough, something's going on. So I'm very, very excited to see how all of that plays out. But the question is, after this conversation, or even before, depending on when we see this, are we gonna see more tension between the old girls and the new girls? I'm thinking yes.
There shouldn't be any disrespect, and there has been.
I'm always playful. It was never malicious.
I feel horrible.
Those apologies are not sincere.
She needs to go home.
So I can't even tell you how bothered I am by that little clip we got of Victoria saying, I'm always playful, it's not malicious. Because I'm sorry, I don't know what you guys have been watching, but Mariah, she's malicious, is she not?
She has got to be one of the meanest Bachelor contestants I've ever witnessed. She will go after somebody's character and strike where it hurts the most. So that went all over me watching her say that, because it's like, girl, have you been like paying attention to the things that you are saying to people? I mean, I feel like after all of this is said and done, when she watches all of this back, I hope she realizes the way she talks to people and kind of changes her ways, because we can't be going around putting people down like that.
I feel like with Matt kind of saying exactly how he feels, like, I will not tolerate this. I'm not looking for a wife that has these kind of, malicious intentions of like airing out girls' dirty laundry and past mistakes, what have you. But I feel like this will be the episode where we see a lot of the women maybe backtrack. And we definitely saw that in the promo with Victoria right now, saying like, oh, I'm not being malicious. Like, I'm just always joking. Girl, no, you are not. Like, this is catching up to you. You're going to get a taste of your own medicine. You're going to get caught up in this, and you're going to get called out eventually. And I'm happy Matt is the one that's calling her out versus like another girl, because Victoria can like easily shut down that girl and like be manipulative again. But because it's Matt who is the main person, I think it's going to mean a lot, and it's going to hit hard for her. And I think this will kind of be the moment where it'll finally get through her head. And unfortunately, it just seems like Victoria, I wish, like you said, Mariah, I wish she would learn from this, but I feel like she's just so stubborn. She's in La La Land, like she lives in a different world. I just feel like she's just so out of touch with reality, not just her being a queen, but I just think as far as, her treating people and not knowing how to treat people, I just think she just kind of seems like a lost cause in my opinion. So I don't think that this will really shake her, but hopefully Matt confronting her will have some sort of impact, and hopefully, again, she might change, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah, and you know what? I was just thinking about this as you guys were chatting. Like, those are such great points, but I have a feeling it's going to get worse before it gets better. We're going to see some girls, trying to deflect blame. We're going to see some people suddenly say, like, no, I wasn't being mean. I was attacked. Someone was yelling at me. I think these girls are going to scramble. So it'll be really interesting to see, like, what drama is squashed, what new beef erupts out of people trying to deflect, what they did wrong and act all innocent. It's going to be chaos. That's what my gut's telling me right now. We're going to see some chaos next week. And in addition to, Matt stepping in and shutting down the drama, this next clip, it looks like Matt actually might be sending someone home. We've got another one of those classic SUV scenes.
I owe it to these women to create a safe space for them. And that's what I'm gonna do.
So he owes it to them to create a safe space. He is not messing around, which I think is so commendable. Something we've talked about a lot is like sometimes when you try to bring the drama to the lead, it just backfires. The wrong person gets sent home, or, they both get sent home, and then people, just kind of pick up where the drama left off. It seems like he's making a real effort here to shut it down for good. Will he succeed? We don't know. But who could be in that SUV, you guys? Who do you think might be going home? Hiba?
Ooh, I feel like it's definitely between Victoria and Anna. And I really didn't expect Anna to become the forefront of like the villain or the same level as Victoria, especially in this past episode. I feel like I kind of expected Anna to, give that information to Victoria about the rumors regarding Brittany, and then Victoria really kind of like take the horse by the reins and just kind of spread that like wildfire. So I didn't really expect Anna to be a part of it as much as the promos teased last week. So I feel like it's definitely between Victoria and Anna. And again, like these Bachelor producers, they work harder than the devil. They work harder than Kris Jenner, So I feel like, again, it might be between Anna. I'm going to say maybe Victoria, because we're going to talk about this a little bit later on. She seemed like she couldn't really physically hold herself up. So maybe she had to leave, and Matt kind of just like ushered her out that way. So we'll just have to stay tuned. But I think it's definitely between Anna and Victoria. But I'm leaning Victoria.
Oh, it's got to be between the two of them. I mean, I think Anna really let her insecurity show once Brittany arrived, and she latched herself on to Victoria as a partner to just like talk bad about someone, and I think that just kind of made her feel a little less threatened, like she had a sidekick who was equally going to be as awful towards her. So they really both dug themselves in a deep hole, and I wouldn't be surprised if either one of them went home. However, I also have considered a plot twist that Brittany is like, I didn't sign up to be bullied, as she said, and she decides to pack her bags and go home. Now, I'd hate to see that happen. I want to see her, have a way better experience. I would not be surprised if Anna and Victoria leave, but also Brittany could also leave. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. And that would in and of itself be so sad, because I know we've talked about this a lot, but the energy in that house, I mean, maybe it's just been a minute since the last season of The Bachelor, but I'm thinking back to Peter's season, which was a hot mess. And the energy was not this toxic. So if two girls this early on elect to send themselves home because of the intolerable, experience in the house, in the bubble, that is really saying something. So very interesting theory, Mariah. We will have to see how that plays out. Let's check out this next clip as well.
You put my character in question. That's complete. I feel like you're deflecting. I don't give a. You have to own up to things that you've done.
So I don't even know what to say. They've all said something. Everyone in that last clip is guilty of saying something. So this just kind of takes me back to, it's going to be a hectic week. And let's face it, there are some girls who have said a lot of nasty stuff. There are some girls who have said a few nasty things, maybe got caught up in the moment. And then there are girls who are, leading the charge. So what do we think? I feel like there's a good chance that, the right people go home. I'm also a little fearful that maybe someone falls through the cracks and some blame gets misplaced. How do you guys think this is going to play out? Are our real villains going to get revealed? What do you think, Mariah?
In the past, we've seen this, and we've seen the real villains actually stay on somehow, and the wrong person gets sent home, and it just goes all over me every season. I forgot about MJ. I have really liked her from the start, but she's also been kind of nasty towards the new girls. She was a little nasty towards Sarah, and she has been kind of at the forefront of some drama. So seeing that promo, maybe MJ gets sent home. I don't think that she is a malicious person. I don't think that she is a bully. So I would hate to see her get sent home. I want to see her get to know her a little bit more, who she is, and see her spend some more one-on-one time with Matt to see what their connection is like. But speaking of girls, falling through the cracks, MJ could be one of them.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like all the OG women definitely had some words for the new women that came. Don't get me wrong. Were they at the same level of viciousness? No. I mean, they did vary. I mean, the girls do have a reason to be frustrated because they have been there trying to get time with Matt. And, when 5 new girls come, it's a huge disadvantage. So, of course, they have the right to feel frustrated. But again, it's at the level is where we kind of have an issue, how far you're going, as far as like name calling, like I said, digging up old, dirty, laundry and airing it out for everyone. I think there's definitely levels to that. As far as who might be going home or a new villain emerging, I'm still going to have to stick with Victoria or Anna. And it seems like the promo is really aimed at Anna, like she's the one getting caught. So I'm going to kind of maybe fall into the trap of the producers and say that it will be Anna leaving. But as far as a new villain, I really don't think there's really a forefront, but I do see the point of MJ. I mean, she definitely did have words for Sarah a couple of weeks ago, and it just seems like she might be maybe like 3rd place. I don't know, but I feel like it's gonna be Anna, and I hope it stays Anna, and then maybe we'll deal with Victoria later on. But we'll definitely see.
Yes, and I mean, we saw in that clip Victoria sort of starting to get a little more emotional. And in this next clip, it looks like she's going to have a bit of a breakdown. So perhaps the group is starting to turn on the one person who at this point, if we're keeping score, I truly think has said something nasty to everyone. Let's check out this next clip.
I need to sit down. Oh my God. What? I feel physically sick.
The drama continues.
So not that we, are rooting for anyone to feel physically ill, of course, But let's face it, Victoria is like no other villain that I can remember. She has no patience for anybody. She offers no grace, no shoulder to cry on. She gets actually annoyed with the women if they, put on any show of niceties to be supportive of the other women. I mean, she really is a unique breed. So again, not that we root for people to be upset, but are we a little bit rooting for maybe a united front against Victoria? What are you thinking, Hiba?
I feel like this is my theory, and of course I never want to, doubt someone's health and physical well-being, but as a theorist, I'm going to say that I feel like Victoria is caught red-handed. She's trying to backtrack, and she might be faking this sickness to just send herself home instead of being kind of ridiculed and embarrassed and eliminated in front of everyone at the hands of Matt, because she is, at the center of all this drama. She's kind of like the ringleader. So my theory is that she's going to kind of, act sick, maybe be sick, maybe pull a Sarah and just send herself home instead, because I feel like it's better to send yourself home than be sent home in front of all these women and kind of, again, being ridiculed and I guess just kind of called out in front of everyone and being more of an embarrassment. So I feel like maybe just to avoid that, she's going to send herself home. I don't know. That's a theory. It might be too out of left field, but I think that's what might happen.
I don't think that's out of left field at all. I was thinking the same thing when I saw the promo. Like, this girl, she was confronted by probably the nicest, most logical man in our country right now, in our world right now, and she is probably deflecting in some way. It makes her a victim. I would assume she is called out on all her BS, and she tries to take a moment to be a victim and get people to maybe feel a little bit sorry for her, which I feel like that ship has sailed. I'm sorry, girl, but we are not going to feel bad for you at this point. So I hate to say anybody is faking it, but she's probably faking it. That's my opinion.
No, I think you guys are totally right. I could absolutely see a world in which if Matt's going around, if he's spending time at this cocktail party asking questions, taking the time to say like, well, who have you had a bad experience with? Who have you had a bad experience with? If she starts to get wind of the fact that the next time she's speaking to Matt, she may be caught in the act or, asked to explain herself, why she said this or why she did that or what's the real story here. I wouldn't want to face that either. You don't have a case. You're guilty. So we will obviously have to wait and see what happens. If she survives past next week, I feel like I will be pretty surprised. In terms of final theories that we're getting from this promo, it seems like to me, Anna's in hot water, and it looks like this may be the week we lose Victoria. What are your sort of final predictions, Mariah?
I will have to agree with Hiba on something she mentioned earlier. I think Anna is more likely going to be the one to go home because I guess all in all, she started the rumor, and that's a really big or nasty rumor to say about somebody that could in fact really hurt their personal life and follow them around. So I think if anyone's going home, it's got to be Anna. Victoria is just too interesting to watch. I mean, she makes everything just like a storm of crazy, and I feel like producers are gonna be like, no, she's got to stay. She's just got to stay. So my predictions, Victoria's staying. We're gonna see her another week. I honestly kind of hope so. And Anna, girl, you shouldn't have fallen into that trap. I think it's time to go home.
A very, very good theory. And I definitely think in this promo, Matt snapped and Victoria cracked. I think she is going. I think she's going to send herself home, with that fake out that we're predicting. And then I think that Anna won't get chosen during the rose ceremony. I think the drama of the 4 remaining new girls will kind of take the baton as far as carrying on the drama, and we'll continue that with the mixture of the OG women. So I feel like, I feel like audiences are kind of getting over Victoria. I feel like, it's kind of getting milked too much, and I feel like we kind of need to change it up. And I think that's why the new women were kind of introduced. And I think, again, they're going to carry on that drama, and maybe who knows how it will continue out in the rest of the season. But I think at this point, audience is kind of over Victoria and Anna, so I think they both might get booted. That's my prediction.
Well, interesting theory, you guys. Good news is we're going to have an interesting season with or without all of them. I know we have so much more drama to look forward to. It just feels inevitable this season. So obviously we cannot wait to see how next week plays out and who is going to be left standing after Matt finally calls out the drama in the house. You guys, we want to know your predictions. How do you think Matt's talk with the women is going to go over? Who do you think is getting sent home? Do you agree with me, Mariah, Hiba? Let us know down in the comments. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell because we will, of course, be covering all things Matt James all season long. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring. I was joined by the lovely Mariah Davis and Hiba Berry. All of our socials are on the screen right now if you want to come say hi. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.